Dude, I've been
And
listening to a lot of Taylor Swift lately, not gonna lie.
it's like, it's like. Now imagine you're in the car with five other boys singing at the top of your lungs.
Yeah,
Going on.
that's done, that's done. Hey guys, what's up? Episode 31 on the flip side. Very, very excited. Krishn, what's up, man?
How are you? How are you? Hello, guys. Good evening. It's the 20th of April. So we had a bit of a time skip. It's 2 weeks since we last recorded, but it'll only be 1 week for you listening to this. But yeah, I'm feeling good. You know, I had a break. I'm feeling energized. How are you? How you been?
I've been good. I'm back on routine. Things are starting to come together. Things were really messy over the last month, doing a bit of everything. I was all over the place, but things are starting to come back together. But yeah, I know you came back from a Tasmania trip, Krishn.
I know. So I did. Well, first of all, happy to hear that everything's going well. But yeah, I had a small break. I went to Tasmania, a small state in Australia, who was listening. It's at the bottom of Australia. Everyone, like, when they see the map of Australia, they see a small island at the bottom, and it's a state. It's another state of ours. So I went, checked it out, never been before, and it was a great trip. It was honestly a really good trip. I really enjoyed myself. It was such a good break. I went over Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, came back Sunday night, went back to work on Monday the next morning. So that was fantastic. But dude, yeah, I'm so happy I went because I feel like I was at a point at work where I was just so bugged down. And the thing is, like, it's only April. We haven't even hit half the year. And I feel like I needed a break. Isn't that crazy? It's weird to think, right? But at the same time, it's important. Like, whenever you work for any place, if it's an organization or not, you get entitled to annual leave. And like, some people always like, oh no, I don't take my annual leave, I don't use it, I just save it. But it's there for a reason. It's there for you to take, it's there for you to use. So use it. So I used it, and I went on a holiday with 6 friends to Tasmania. And yeah, a lot of crazy things happened, a lot of crazy stories. It was fantastic. It was a wholesome trip. But yeah, just 4 days hiking, a lot of walking, a lot of full on stuff. But yeah, happy to be back. Got the post-holiday blues, not gonna lie, just missing the boys a little bit. But yeah, it's good to get back to work a little bit as well. Like, you gotta get back into routine, you know. But yeah, post-holiday blues. What about you?
That's awesome. Yeah, because I have noticed that right now the business is starting to sort of slowly come up because a lot of people are looking to learn how to make money online and learn how to start their business because they are 4 months into the year and they're like, damn, this sucks. Usually Jan, Feb, they've just came back from Christmas, Australia Day, all these different public holidays, so they're still pretty happy. But once April, May, June hits, they're like, damn, okay, I might want to change some things up. So I have noticed that this time of year, that's when things go crazy. And I think I feel really good since that camping trip during that Easter long weekend. So I'm definitely recovered from that because of that trip. So you're right, the importance of having a holiday trip is really important. But yeah, tell me more about Tasmania. Was it just, how are the views? Were you in one city or did you travel around Tasmania? Did you guys rent a car? How was it?
Yeah, so we got there on but like, just bouncing off what you said at the start, yeah, 100% agree. It's getting to that stage of the year where everyone's like, is there something different I can do? Surely there's something different I can do. And it's like, they're questioning everything. They're willing to try different things because they feel like there's so much time left in the year where they can make those mistakes and, make it up. So yeah, interesting time. But yeah, Tasmania was great. So the thing I noticed with Tasmania the most is everyone is really content and happy with what they have, as opposed to living in Sydney. It's so easy to feel like, you're watching obviously Sydney isn't as, full on as other countries maybe. Sorry. Sydney is not as full on as other cities in the world or etc. Like, say, like LA or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's obviously very different, but to Tasmania, such a chilled, laid back place. Everyone's super happy with what they have. We're super nice, but we got a lot of weird looks because there was six ethnic boys going into Tasmania, and you look at us, and I mean, you've met Yuvan, so Yuvan went on the trip as well, and like, we're all together and 6 of us, and we got some funny looks when we were here and there. But yeah, it's interesting. Like, we did hire a car. We hired a car on the first day. We wouldn't have survived if we didn't hire a car. It was quite packed because there were 6 of us, and we had 2 big bags between all of us and then 1 carry-on bag. And the car was a bit packed here and there on the first day because all the bags were with us and we couldn't check into the B&B. But the B&B was beautiful. The views of the B&B was outstanding. It was a really nice Airbnb. And if we get 6 friends and go to, it'll be sick. But yeah, hired a car, did a lot of hiking, crazy hiking story, which I'll probably spill some juicy mayo and I'll serve you a cappuccino with it as well.
I want to hear about it.
Yeah, so yeah, it was fun. I'll just go into it. Why not?
Yeah. Tell me about the hiking story.
So I'm sure you know Cradle Mountain.
I've not heard of Cradle Mountain actually. Let me quickly search it up. But while I'm searching it up, tell me.
Yeah, so Cradle Mountain is one of the mountains in Tasmania, and it's known for, I think it's known for being slightly high. It is one of, I think it's known for being.
It's really beautiful. Damn.
Yeah, it's known for having a lot of lakes there. I think they call it Cradle because it's like cradling the lake because it's like all around the lake and then.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, so I think it's called Cradle Mountain because there's like a huge lake in the middle and like you go on a hike around the lake and it's like almost like a cradle, right? So to get to Cradle Mountain, we were in Hobart. So the capital of Tasmania is Hobart. And Hobart's like this circle and it's like there. So Tasmania's like this circle and Hobart's like there in the middle near the bottom.
Okay.
Cradle Mountain's like there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a 4-hour drive.
Oh, so it takes 4 hours to get from one end of Tasmania to the other end.
Pretty much, yeah. But it was, quite far away.
How's a road trip with like 6 people, 6 guys?
It was fun. It was honestly fun. Like I've always said it depends on the people that you're with, but yeah, I'm so happy I went with these boys because it was such a good decision. Like, yeah, the road trip was cracker. We were pumping some Kelly Clarkson, Taylor Swift, Katy
Dude, I've been
Perry.
listening to a lot of Taylor Swift lately, not gonna lie.
It's like
All the old school like Love Story, Mean, I don't know, there's a bunch of them, yeah.
Now imagine you're in the car with 5 other boys singing at the top of your lungs.
Yeah. That's dope. I can relate.
Yeah, so we took it, we got the bus, we drove and like, cause that was the highlight of the trip. Like we did other stuff and hikes and like, it was really full on, like back to back, like we were going, end the day at 11 p.m. because of driving, wake up early the next day and go again and come back late because we're driving so far and everything. It was full on, right? We didn't have enough time, 4 days. We should have had one more day. We're driving to Cradle Mountain, 4-hour drive. And I don't know about how it is in other areas of the world, depending on where our listeners are from. But I can speak for New South Wales, the state that we live in Australia. You know how when you drive on country roads, there's like a Macca's every 1.5 hours, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's like a service station and a Macca's every 1.5 hours. In Tasmania, there is nothing. There is nothing on the road.
Wow.
There's nothing on the road except roadkill. Just roadkill everywhere. So like we left at 5 a.m. that day. Woke up at 5, left at 7. And it was a 4-hour drive and we're like, all right, whatever, take a break in the middle. We have to drive to bloody Launceston to take a break. So we have to drive to another city to take a break and then go there because there's nothing on the way. There's no places to even stop. It's just that weird. So we took a break, had some Macca's breakfast, then we went, and by the time we got to Cradle Mountain, it was like 12 p.m., which makes sense. Left at like 7-ish in the morning, 4-hour drive, 12 p.m.
Yeah, makes sense.
So we got there, right? And we said to ourselves, okay, we're going to choose a moderate hiking track. So there was simple, easy, or like easy, moderate, extreme. So we were like, whatever, we'll do a moderate.
Yeah.
And it's called a Dove Lake Circuit. So it essentially goes around this lake that's there, like a massive lake, and you just go around it and like it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I'm seeing the images right now and I can see this trail that sort of literally goes all around.
Yeah.
And it looks insane,
Yeah, so it's really beautiful. There was a boardwalk there, and when there wasn't a boardwalk, it was like you're just walking on a little bit of like rocks and gravel and stuff, but it's like paved. Like, there is definitely a definitive path paved. It was beautiful. Like we packed a thermos, we had some nice tea there, it was sweet. And then we got to a point on the hike where we felt like it was halfway because it's like a circuit, so we felt like we were halfway across, and we got to a point where there's an impasse. There's like where those sections was like a left or a right or And then there was two signs. One sign was irrelevant to us. It didn't say Dove Lake Circuit at all anywhere on it. So like, okay, it's not that sign that we follow. And another sign said Dove Lake Circuit, and it pointed to the left, right? So there was a path going to the right, and then there was like a path which was like, it wasn't really a path, it was like an incline, slight incline, and we're like, okay, whatever, we'll just follow the sign, because it said Dove Lake Circuit this way, left, Dove Lake Circuit car park to the right.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is a national park. Surely they'd have better signs.
Dude, national park signs are so bad and confusing. I've been there.
So bad.
Like,
so bad.
Their arrows are like, they'll point this way, but then there's like two paths that way.
You get it then, right?
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, it's so bad, and we thought it was just us. So you've had similar experiences now, right?
And then I don't know, I'll just go up that way because it's like pointing that way, but I was supposed to go that way.
It's crazy. Right?
Yeah.
Proper crazy.
It's so bad. And then, like, yeah, they just use arrows badly. And I guess I understand because you can only draw arrows in a 2D plane, but yeah.
Yeah, like, I kind of understand that, but at the same time, like, you need to be a lot more, like, specific with it, right? Like, I don't know, it's just stupid. Anyway, so, like, whatever, we're going to follow the sign. So follow the sign, and as we're going, we realize, what's going on? This is a lot harder than what we anticipated, because, like, this is just weird. Like, we weren't on a boardwalk anymore. Like, we're, like, clinging onto, like, the trees on the side to get up, and it was, like, rocky terrain, and, like, it was muddy. It was hella, like, just different. Like, I'll show you a photo just so you can get a gist of it, but, like, yeah, at that point, like, we're just slowly climbing and, like, you know, slowly making our way up, and it was so cold, by the way. It was like -1 degrees. So
What?
dude, and the thing is, I packed for like walks and like long walks and, you know, trekking. I didn't pack like any. I packed one thermal, so I wore that day, but I didn't pack, like, you know, those pants they wear and the special shoes that they wear and everything. I didn't pack any of that. I just didn't think I'd need it. And suddenly I'm freaking climbing this incline where I have to grab onto moss-covered trees, and
What?
the terrain is really dirty, and I'm just like, what's going on? Like, I was just very confused. It's just something wasn't right? Something wasn't right. So I'll show you a few photos.
Yeah, I want to see it. I'm keen.
Like, it wasn't that bad, but at the same time, it was like, okay. Anyway, so I sent photos to you so you can have a look while you're listening.
Wait, so has it gone through?
Yeah, with...
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Whoa! Damn,
So, like,
then it's really narrow. Wow, you could slip down. Whoa.
It was narrow, like, see how it was like muddy and like watery because it was like fresh rain and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really rocky. There was no like really, because I was wearing sneakers. I was wearing shoes that I wear to gym,
Yeah.
and I wear those same shoes to tennis.
That's slippery
You know what I
ass.
mean? Like, yeah, they're slippery, and there was no good footing. There was like rocks everywhere. Anyway, and we keep going, and we're going up and up and up, and suddenly we're at a waterfall, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? And we stop at a lake that's at the top. So you know how at the bottom there's a lake. So when you're doing the walk, we're already really high up because we had to take a shuttle bus from the visitor center, the Cradle Mountain visitor center, to the top of where our circuit is, and then do the circuit. And when you get it, there's a big Dove Lake circuit. But we climbed up, and when we climbed up, there was another lake. And it was like, this lake was like,
Oh, wow.
when you turned around, you could see everything behind you. We were just like, what the f- is this? Anyway, we're like, whatever. This is just probably part of the track. It is moderate. It's meant to be tough anyway. Let's just keep going, right? So keep going, and suddenly we're very, very high up. And it gets to a point where we're that high up, where we take a break at the lake at the top, and we're chilling, and then we're like, all right, let's keep going. We follow the pointers, and we keep going up. Bro, suddenly we get to a point where there's chains on the side of the mountain where you have to grab onto so you can get it. This is a view from the one that I most recently sent you. That's a view from a waterfall, and that's the Dove Lake. That's the Dove Lake behind me.
And then the most... Whoa!
Yeah.
Damn!
So we're on this chain thing. We're like, what the hell is going on? And at that point, because it was a very overcast day, it was so cold, 25-kilometer winds hitting our faces, like it was like
So
-1
misty.
degree.
Foggy. Looked really misty and foggy.
It was so misty and foggy. We were up in the clouds. Like, it was getting to a point in the day where the clouds were coming down as well, so we could barely see anything because it was just all misty and cloudy, and like we could barely see each other, and you could just barely see in the distance. And we got to a point where eventually after the change, it just plateaued a little bit, but it kept going up. And we still stopped. We're like, okay, boys, what is going on? This is something fucked up. Something is like,
Yeah.
and we eventually took out the map. We didn't have time to take out the map because we didn't have space and nowhere to put our bags. We eventually took out the map and everything. So what we realized is, dude, we're climbing Cradle Mountain. 1,500 meters in the air. Or above sea level. We just realized we started climbing it.
Damn.
Like, that was the extreme height. That was the actual climb.
Wow.
Now, the thing is, at this point, we were so high up, I couldn't feel my face. I didn't wear gloves at that time, but then I put the gloves on because I couldn't feel my fingers.
Whoa.
Because it was so cold. And, these thoughts are running through my head, man. Like, and we didn't know either, but one of my friends is actually, he's scared of heights. I didn't know it, and no one knew it. And he's one of those guys that, you know how they, like, just very, he never gives that vibe off. Like, he's got a leadership vibe and everything, like he's a leader and everything. He started hyperventilating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what's hyperventilate? Is he like that?
Yeah, like that, and just kind of like, boys, what do we do? We're fucking. He just kept going and he goes, I have signal, I can get an SES, I can get a state emergency service or something because I have signal, we can get someone to come pick us up, like we're screwed. Because the place, because we took a shuttle bus from the visitor center to the start of our walk. And that's a 20-minute bus ride.
Yeah.
That's 10 kilometers.
Yeah.
And the last bus to depart from where our walk was to take us back to our car was at 5 p.m.
Whoa, and what time was it when you were...
It was 3 p.m.
Whoa, that's dangerous.
And we'd only gotten up to halfway of the Dove Lake circuit. And at that point, we started going up. And we realized we were only halfway. Not only do we have to go down, but we have to finish the circuit in itself. And we're like, we either keep going up and hope it just comes back around to the start and make it by 5. But it'll be so hard because we have to keep going up and we're already out of breath. The winds are crazy. We can barely see anything. It's going to get dark soon. Or we just go back down. And we made an executive decision to go back down. We went back down. We didn't climb all the way up. But if anyone asks, I climbed Cradle Mountain. I didn't care what any of you say, all right? It was fucking scary. It was so scary.
So what time did you guys get back? By the way, it's so funny that you said that because I had the exact same moment and I was vlogging, and I said the same thing. I've made an executive decision. The same thing. The same friggin' thing. I'm going to go look for that clip and we'll watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll watch it together. Oh, that's so funny. Because it's an executive, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to make the big calls. It's an executive decision.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Anyway, I'll keep narrating it. So it was so hard to get up there. We were on all fours. Trying to get up because there's barely any footing, no ledges to get on. It's just wet rocks and stuff. And all my friends were slipping and it was so scary. And like one of my friends slipped so hard and we had to like catch him and like it was rough.
Yeah.
Rough, right? Like I've never had like an experience like that where I was like so fearful for everything. Like what I do? Am I gonna make it back? Like what happens to us here? Are we gonna get lost? Like do we stay up here? What happens? Anyway, made an executive decision to turn around and go back. And it took us an hour to go up. So it took us an hour to get back. And by the time we got back, like, you know, we split up because there were 6 of us. 3 of us went ahead and scouted ahead and just tried to get down as fast as possible. And me and the 2 other people stayed back because one of my friends that was hyperventilating I stayed with him and made sure he was all good. Like, you know, just we're talking to him like, bro, you got this, you know, you got this, just take it slow. Just, you're fine. We're going to be down at the bottom any second. And I realized that the teamwork we had at that moment was absolute pinpoint, like top tier.
Everyone had each other's back.
Our adrenaline was peaking. Yeah, everyone had each other's back. We were like calling out sick shit. Like we were like, boys, watch out, there's a ledge here. Oi, watch out, it's slippery.
Nice.
Everyone grab onto the rock here. And it was like, yeah, let's do this.
And that was on the way back down.
That was on the way back down. Yeah, adrenaline was peaking. Everyone was like in the spirit of the boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The 3 that went down first got down, and we made it to the boardwalk at 4 p.m. At that point, it's halfway to the end, and
you ran or something?
dude, it was we jogged so hard. And the thing is, the remainder of the walk was still hard because there was still a lot of incline left. Like it was still on the.
That's
it
an
was still
hour
on-
jog.
Yeah, it was still on the path, but it was more of an incline. It was still inclining and it was declining and inclining and it was all like raveling rock. And one of my friends nearly twisted his ankle and it was like, so three of us jogged. Other three did a slow pace and I jogged so much that day. Like I've never jogged in with the conditions as well. We got back and made the last bus. 4:55 we made the last bus.
Holy shit.
Because
Wow.
if we didn't make that last bus, it's a 2-hour walk back to the car in pitch black where there's Tasmanian devils, there's wombats, and these wombats are bloody mental, you know what I mean? They're scary.
Oh, man.
2-hour walk in pitch black. We didn't have any torches. We didn't expect this. So if we didn't make the bus, actually would have been probably game over. We were like,
So you guys were jogging for 55 minutes straight. Damn.
and like it was so hard because like we had to take a break every now and then because it was just intense. Like in terms of we had our bags and like 5 layers of clothes.
Was that day one?
No, day 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the end, we made it. And the thing is, not only if we miss that bus, it's a 2-hour walk back to the car, then a 4-hour drive back home.
Yeah.
If we didn't make the bus, we'd have got home like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But we got the bus. We got home at 11 p.m. Everyone was dead. Everyone had a shower when they got home. And it was just honestly an amazing feeling. Like something like that, going through that with some of your closest friends, it's like, God damn. Like it doesn't sound like much now, but like in that moment, like it was just a scary and different experience that we weren't expecting because it's like, yeah, what an experience. Like I would do it again happily, and like at least I know now not to take that left-hand turn.
Yeah.
Although in all honesty, I feel like I would again, just to like do it all again, just because I'm crazy. Like I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change really slipping and falling and like, you know, all this shit. But beautiful. You're in Tasmania, everyone go to Cradle Mountain. Absolutely stunning and beautiful. So worth it. So we'll go. We'll 100% go.
Now you sort of get why I love like pushing that uncommon power, because you come back and you have this amazing story that you can share.
I was there and I'm thinking to myself, man, this is what Andy feels. This is why he does this
Yes.
insane shit that he does.
Yeah.
Because the feeling after it's like nearly once in a life. Like if you don't do it, you don't understand. Like I'm always sitting here listening. I'm like, why would you do that? And then I'm like, you know what? Like in that moment, I was like, you know what? I fully get it now.
Yeah.
I fully get it. I full thought of it.
It's so accomplishing as well. It's like that happened, like, and I survived.
You don't understand. Literally, like that happened. I survived and I navigated my way through. I get it. I'm sorry, Andy. I understand your point of view. It's so important people do this sort of shit. So let's do some more crazy ones.
I agree.
So crazy. But yeah, that was the trip. Like after that, we did some small hikes, and we were like, after that day, like even my friend that was hyperventilating, he's like, "Bro, take me anywhere in the world. I don't care. I'll be fine now." Like,
Yes. Gives you so much confidence.
Yeah.
You feel like so much BDE.
Yeah, you do. And isn't that mental? Like that guy he literally conquered his fear based on like going through all that. Like he was like on all fours and everything. But yeah, guys, go to Cradle Mountain if you have the time. It's definitely worth it. What an amazing experience. My God. Even Tasmania itself, just a beautiful place. Not much to do in the city. A lot of hikes, a lot of nice walks. But in the city, like I said, everyone's just content with what they have. Everyone's nice and everything, but very quiet, very laid back. No full on, no hustle bustle, just chill, airy vibes, you know what I mean? And then, I don't know if you've heard about Mona, the Museum Mona. We went to Museum Mona. It's whack. It was just a weird shit in there, bro. I'll show you some of the shit we saw. It's weird.
Really, what type of stuff was it? Was it like sculptures or like metal pieces?
That and like some really okay. For reference, if that stuff was here in Sydney, that museum would get shut down because it's just barbaric.
Oh wow.
There was a painting of Osama bin Laden on pig skin.
Oh wow.
Do you dig that?
Yeah, because it's like they can't eat pork.
Yeah, they can't eat pork.
Oh.
There's a painting of Osama bin Laden on there.
Oh man.
On pigs.
Damn.
Like, I saw that and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was just a whack museum. Like, there was some weird shit.
That's pretty whack.
Yeah, like there was a lot of other whack shit that I feel like if I even mention it or talk about it, it's like violating some rules. Or I
Yeah.
don't know. There was just some really. There was some lady in there doing Hitler impersonations and like she was laughing about it and like
A real person? Lady?
yeah, like it was a recording of it and they played it on the TV.
Wow.
It was just whack. It was just whack.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's called Mona. If anyone wants to check it out, they can check it out. But it's really out there. Like you have to go in and just accept that it's just weird as shit. The paintings are weird and everything. Anyway, that was my Tasmania trip. I loved it to death. It was fantastic. How was your 2 weeks in the Space Shuttle one? There was a huge thing that happened in football that I'll talk about in a bit. I don't know if you've heard about it or not, but we'll talk about it later.
We'll save it for later. But yeah, I found a photo of the time I got lost in the forest. The full raw footage. I forgot what the edited version looked like because I had like a mini edit on Instagram. But let me share my screen.
Oh, was this the one where you went camping and then you had to move your tent downstream and everything? Because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where I said executive decision. It's so crazy. I said the exact same thing. That's why it's so like nostalgic.
It's getting late. So you walk fast now.
So I was roughly halfway. Similar situation to you. Was halfway, but the sun's going down, and I'm like, I've already made it all this way. Like, all right, let's give it a try. And then,
Okay, I couldn't figure out where I was on the map. It's a bit confusing because there's so many trails in this direction. So I'm just waiting for the next clue. Lee, no idea where I am? I'm gonna go.
so I was like still lost.
Yeah.
So it is 5, and I just asked the lady who just drove by. I survived the weather, and that's like good. I took the executive decision to walk back and forfeit this hike.
Dude, I said the exact same thing. What the hell? The exact same thing.
Oh, I rate it so much. I rate it. The executive decision. Oh. Because I remember that day, like you were hiking alone and everything, eh? Like you were.
And then on the way back, I got lost. It was the worst experience. It was like, yeah, bad. And it started raining and stuff. But then I think I was just stupid. Like I took the wrong turn on the very first fork. On the way back.
How did you manage that? Oh god.
Yeah, it was bad. I was just
Like,
running, jogging. I was just like, yeah, similar experience.
It's easy to think from like a outsider's point of view. It's like, how did you manage to get lost? Like, you know, how did you like, shut up, all right? I get you now. Like, you weren't in that situation. Just shut up. Like, it's so hard, right? Like, one of our friends was a scout. Like, he was doing scout. That's why. Like, he did scouts for like 4 or 5 years. That's why it was good having him there. Like, he was able to like read the maps properly and know exactly where we are. Not that it was a hard map to follow. It was just more so just, oh god, I don't even know what happened. But yeah, look at that. We went through the same thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a life thing. I think that a lot of people need to go through. Otherwise, it's just, what's the point? You know,
I feel so confident afterwards. You feel like you can do anything and conquer anything afterwards.
100%. Like, rightly so. Like, you go through all that and like, I'd do it again. I want to do it. I want to do a lot of different things now. Like, I feel like I want to do Machu Picchu.
Yes.
I want to do Machu Picchu. I want to do Egypt, Machu Picchu. Imagine going Egypt. I don't know, but I'm just buzzed right now, and I'm just happy and just happy we went through that because we didn't get the chance to do another proper hike after because time constraints and everything. But yeah, man, definitely go Tasmania. Definitely recommend it. Super sick.
One thing I want to learn to do is like book things ahead of time. Like book things ahead of time so you have something to look forward to. Like imagine if you had like a November, month of November trip booked in right now. You have something to look forward to all your life. I think there was a story of this dad who was diagnosed with cancer. And the son told the doctor, do not tell my dad that he has 3 months left to live. And the doctor didn't. And what the son would do is he would schedule, hey, dad, in 6 months time from now, we're going to do a family trip to Disneyland. 6 months. Hey, dad, in 12 months time, we're going to do this graduation. and he ended up living an extra 2 years until he got a call from his doctor. And the doctor said, hey, I'm so happy to hear that you are still alive. Like we, estimate that you're only gonna live for the next 3 months, so we're really surprised and shocked to see that you've survived and you've lived for 2 years over the estimated limit. Like you're doing really well. And the dad was like, what? I got cancer and I'm gonna die in 3 months? And shortly after that call, he died.
Oh my God. See, it's like, no, he wasn't I've heard that story as well. It's so interesting because it's like, he wasn't thinking about it at all. Just focus on the next 6 months, focus on the next 3 months. But the minute he does, you start thinking, that's such a sad story, isn't it, to think about it like that? Like, it's just those, I don't know. I don't even know. Like, it's important to have those of, if your loved one had cancer, would you tell her straight away?
I'm going to try use the same strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd use the same strategy as well, because like, unless they can really, really feel the sickness, then it's a different story, you know what I mean? But otherwise, yeah, I think the strategy 100% works. You're not thinking about it. You have something to look forward to. You're always, looking forward to it. You're going to keep going and keep healthy and everything. It's beat anything with that mentality, you know what I mean?
There was like a TikTok that I recently watched that really sort of sprung a light bulb moment. It was like, have you ever noticed how as you get older, time just flies faster? Things just blur by. Months seem shorter, years seem shorter. Your next birthday seems much, much shorter. Holy shit, I just realized. 10 days, what the fuck? My birthday's like, it hasn't been on my mind.
I was going to say, yeah.
It has not been on my mind at all. I'm shocked how close it is. But back to the story, he said the reason why time flies really fast is because once you get old, you're doing the same thing every single day. Like if you're literally doing the same thing 10 days in a row, it feels like you've done one thing and it feels like one day because you're doing the same thing 10 days in a row.
Yeah.
But to make time fly slower is by doing many experiences, doing many different things. The more you do, the slower time feels. And I can really attribute that. Like every time I do something different, it feels like ages ago, but it was only like a week ago. Whereas like if I grind out a whole week, like I yesterday was a blur. Yesterday I just worked and I don't like that, that's gone. Yesterday was gone, it was a blur. So like that was something that was really interesting. I was like, wow, you could slow down time, not really, so subconsciously, by doing more things and trying new things.
I feel like especially trying new things, it goes so far because you're learning new concepts, learning different things, and then before you know it, the week, the month is gone. Before you know it, the dots on your calendar are filling up. And like, brother, last time I was there, it was like, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Now you got a few more dots there, and it'll just be like,
I guess like 3-4 more dots. Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just fills up that fast, and you just don't realize it. Like, God damn it. It's crazy to think like you should just be doing as much as you can with the time that you have available to make the most of it. Otherwise, what's the point? There's no point. You're not doing anything. There's absolutely no point.
Yeah, and since I like randomly, weirdly brought it up, my birthday, like that's another thing. Like it feels like this birthday was so close to the last one. I remember when I was younger, birthdays felt like ages till your next year birthday. It would be the longest way. But this year just went by so fast, but at the same time. A year ago was...
Pandemic.
Yeah, it was I remember Kevin coming to my house, surprising me with the gift that you bought with him, Krishn, thank you. And like I was in my mum's house in the small room. I still haven't figured anything out. I didn't have like studying.com. I didn't have any software. I didn't have a massive team. That was only a year ago.
One year.
Yeah, and like a year ago, Krishn, you didn't have a job. Like you weren't working corporate. You like had none of this. You didn't go to Tasmania. You didn't nearly die. Like you're a completely different person. You didn't have any of that weird work drama. No grinding. Like you're just like casually chilling through uni. You're like a normal uni student.
100%. It's been 1 year, and 1 year has changed so much in our lives. 1 year, just 1 year, just 1 year. 1 year. What the hell? I'm really deeping it now. Like, yeah.
People overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year.
Yeah. Wow. Bang on. Bang on. Because when you say, oh, in a year, it feels like such a long time to attain. And it feels like, you know, if you can get something done in 3 months as opposed to a year, it just feels a lot more doable in 3 months. Whereas a year feels like it just feels uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty going around when you say in a year's time. Because you don't know where you're going to be, you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, 100%, that's the whole point of it. Because in a year's time, I definitely wouldn't have imagined that I'm in the position that I'm at now, as opposed to, you know, last year. Like, a lot of things happen where we both would agree that we just didn't expect happening. And it's just crazy. Bro, you've started a business, you started studying.com. Did you ever anticipate hiring like a full-time staff member or full-time representative, and like everything that's happened? Like, 1 year.
Dude, like, I'm happy. Like, the 21-year-old version of me would definitely look up and be proud of the 22-year-old version of me. So I'm very happy because I'm starting, like, another big revelation, which is a whole nother topic, is I'm starting to finally understand what it means to be yourself. I'm finally starting to learn who I am and learn how to double down and be me. And like, man, like, me a year ago, like,
hypothetical. Would you like want to slap that version of you a year ago? Do you think the year ago version of you was naive, just a timid, just a very enthusiastic, but at the same time naive little person? Like, what do you think?
When I see the year, like me a year ago, I just want to go up to him and just give him a hug.
Give him a hug.
hug.
Bring it in. It's gonna be alright. Bring it in, brother.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think, like, April, is that the time when we started cutting people out of our lives, or was it much later on? I can't remember. Did that happen?
April was pandemic, so we couldn't even do much. It was around the time that we would have wanted to and started to. Definitely a time when I did, because of the pandemic. Because the pandemic happened, we started to really like think about a lot of things, and now after going through all of that. But that's so good to hear that you find.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, like, the big revelation was like, holy crap, like, even then, that's sort of where I had the strength to really focus on myself, cut a lot of people that were really hurting me out, and just focus on myself and the people who I was really close with. But even that was like a really tough decision that I made. But looking back, like, that 21-year-old version of me, I want to give him a hug. He's still like a little, yeah.
Yeah, you feel like his little child based on everything you've gone through. But at the same time, for you to achieve the stuff that you did when you were 21, and also during a pandemic, it's like, you know what? Give him a hug and give him props. Like, you know, during a pandemic, you did all that. When motivation was like low for everyone in the world, had to pick it up, and that's when he decided to. But at the same time, it's always good to hear, and it's always good to self-evaluate upon the things that you've gone through and everything, and look back and be like, you know what, I'm a different person. I'm just a changed person. Like, and the minute that you're able to see that and understand who you are and everything, feel comfortable in your own skin, that's exactly what you need to do.
Dude, I'm keen. I'm just like visualizing 23-year-old version of me. Like, damn, he's gonna be pretty cool. He's gonna be pretty dope.
Next year. That's next year. What do you reckon? Any predictions for the next year before we round up this episode?
Hopefully 23-year-old version of me
looks back at your 22-year-old.
And he's like beast. He's like a lion. He's like really starting to figure things out. He's really got like a solid environment. And he's in a really confident spot, but at the same time he's going to say the exact same thing and be as excited to meet the 24-year-old version of him.
Yeah, I think there's a saying or something that people, I heard it somewhere or I read it somewhere. It's like, who's the idol that you want to meet? Oh, my idol is me in 10 years time, or me in 5 years time, or you always strive to try and see where you can get to within 1 year. Set these milestones for yourself so you can like look back and reflect. Like me, compared to even 2 to 3 years ago, it's a completely different person. Very, very different. It's crazy to think, isn't it?
They're completely
Crazy.
different person. Every 1 year, you've refreshed your whole environment, literally, in 1 year.
In 1 year, so much. I guess it's attributable to a lot of different things that happen, but yeah, perspective is always key. Hindsight is 2020. We living in 2020, 2021, and the rest of the year still up ahead. Thank you guys so much for listening. Wow, could keep going, but we'll hit a good spot.
I agree. This is a pretty solid episode. I feel like there's so much more things to talk about. Definitely want to do a catch-up episode. We should do a weekend episode and batch up another batch. We should do that, yeah.
I'm down to do a weekend episode, yeah.
Let's do that. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, everyone. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these podcast episodes. If you guys are listening to this, please check us out on YouTube. We have the Flipside YouTube channel, so you guys can get a visual of what we're talking about and really just see our faces. Me and Krishn's beautiful face. Please support the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, listen to us on podcasts, on Spotify, Apple, Google. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. We're finally finding ourselves and we appreciate you guys growing with us. Peace.
Peace.